about that. So what I wanted to ask you is, are any of you doing any kind of work in the gig economy, like right now, like driving for Lyft or Uber? I wanted to see how you like it and what your thoughts are there. And the reason I'm asking is because of some legal changes and wrangling that's going on in California right now. Give me just a second. So you guys may have seen California passed a law called, or an assembly bill. It got through the Assembly and the Senate, AB5, and it looks like Gavin Newsom's going to sign it. I don't think he has yet, but maybe he has, where they are as employees of the company instead of independent contractors. So why does this matter to you? Well, if you are doing one of these jobs, and part of the reason you're doing it is for the things that you can write off in your Schedule C, you won't be able to do that in California if that goes through and if that's enforced the way that the legislature is proposing it get enforced. One of the big changes in the tax laws under the plan that President Trump put through, a lot of the deductions that normal non-business owner employees have access to, they've just done away with it. So a lot of the stuff that people were writing off before, they can't write off anymore. And so for that reason, a lot of people have decided to start up their own Schedule C business so that they have a vehicle where they can continue to write off some of those items. And California is trying to make that more difficult. So what I want to know is what you think about it, if it affects you or not. Those gig type jobs, tell me about it too. I'd like to just hear what your thoughts are there and see. I know some people do it because it's a hobby to them and they enjoy talking to people. Anyway, so obviously my thoughts are that the state shouldn't have a problem with letting people continue as is. Look, Uber and Lyft are already losing money on every one of their drivers because they're burning through that Wall Street money from their IPOs and they're still running at losses. Now, that's not necessarily going to be a bad thing, but think about it this way. Do you guys remember a company called Napster? Napster completely changed the landscape of your warehouse and Tower Records and all those record labels that were selling CDs and how bad everything was. And even though they ended up getting put out of business because of legal issues around their business model, they changed the landscape in the music industry and downloading and everything else. They've changed that forever. Now, if you look at what Uber and Lyft have done to the taxi industry, to the limousine industry, all of those different businesses where there was so much profit or so much abuse or bad customer service or whatever you want to say was involved there, even if something happens to legislate them out of existence or to throw them into bankruptcy because it's not viable, they have changed transportation forever. And it's like that all over the world. I know there are some countries where they're not allowed in, but in general, it's made a big difference. And do you think it's for the better? I mean, I'm much more comfortable being able to get around now than I was before. I like to be able to just call up a ride on my phone and get taken wherever I have to go, if that's what I'm in need of at the time. So anyway, just that. Are you doing it? Have you thought of doing it? How do you think this affects you if, in fact, they end up changing these rules on us? Now, I know Uber's trying to say that's going to work out for everybody. What I want to know is what you guys think that's going to be. So give me a comment. If you have any friends that are doing that kind of business, share this with them or tag them in the post so that they can come in and give us their 2 cents. Thanks, guys. Have a great night. If you have any questions, let me know. Bye.